CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
Definitely excited, but also there's nerves there too.
The unofficial end of summer has arrived with hundreds of thousands of students back in class. Good evening. It's great to be back with you, and it's also the return to the old routine of getting up early and making it to the class by that first bell. Students right across our region are headed back to school this week, marking the start of a new year. CTV's Rob Cooper spent the day catching up with students, teachers, and parents to see how everyone's feeling.
And with that, the new school year is underway in Simcoe County and Muskoka.
I'm excited to see my friends and to see how the new school works out.
Horseshoe Heights Public School is the only new school in the county this year. The building is big enough to accommodate 570 students from kindergarten to grade 9. It will also act as the Simcoe Woods Community Center. The first day of school is always filled with excitement and a little bit of nerves, and not just for students.
A little bit of anxiety. It's, fear of the unknown, changes.
Well, I'm really sad about because I have to go all the downstairs there in my snow pants and everything, and I have to go up and downstairs every day.
It was a similar scene being played out at the Public School Board's 89 elementary schools and 16 secondary schools today. Day one is filled with emotions as parents try to get their kids back to the regular school routine.
It's nice to have a big shiny school for them to get into, and they're the first ones in there, which is nice.
Staff at the new school in Oro-Medonte have been preparing for the first day for some time.
It's just getting that school culture going, really getting to know each other. Students are coming from 5 different feeder schools, so just getting to know each other and building that culture.
The Catholic Board in Simcoe County says its next schools are set to open in Bradford and Tottenham in 2026. Now, this $23.8 million brand new school is the only new facility for the Public Board in Simcoe County this year. Board staff tell me they have 5 new schools on the schedule for the 2027 season, including an expansion project at Nantyre Shores that should be done in time for that school year as well. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Oro-Medonte.
Also starting today, Simcoe Police launched their annual back-to-school traffic safety campaign in both Innisfil and Bradford, West Gwillimbury.
Lots of parents driving and dropping their kids off today. Everything went smoothly. Everything was well orchestrated.
Officers will be present daily during drop-off and pickup times to help keep students safe and traffic flowing smoothly.
I think it's just everyone needing to adjust their schedules now that they have to get their kids back to school. We've been out today, and I know a lot of officers have been out, just giving friendly, gentle reminders to parents to make sure they're following certain rules, not parking in certain areas.
Motorists are reminded that traffic laws and community safety zones carry higher penalties, including for speeding and other infractions. With the new college semester underway, more than 500 new and returning students are now settling into residence at local campuses.
I'm from Keswick, Ontario.
Caledon, Ontario.
I'm in nursing. And I'm taking firefighting.
How do you feel about moving in?
Excited but nervous.
Everybody needs to check in with me.
We have about 500 moving in today. The first years are definitely nervous. Returning students, there's a lot of excitement to see their friends, excitement to get started for a new year.
I'm really excited. I'm so excited for all the new opportunities and all the fun experience I get to have. This is my 3rd daughter that will be going to college, so we're just very excited to have her here. So I guess you can say we're almost pros at moving kids into college.
We have about 40 volunteers, I believe, for the day.
You'll have this box right here.
They're running in and out with boxes, up and down the stairs into elevators, so we have a really good group to help welcome everyone.
I moved in early and just to help everybody's just make it flow a lot easier for everybody.
Gonna miss him and doing all the fun stuff we used to do in town. Just, going around and hanging out. But besides that, new experiences, so it's all good.
Georgian College locations in Barrie, Orillia, and Owen Sound all held their move-in days over the weekend. Meanwhile, support staff from Ontario's 24 colleges say they are preparing for a potential strike. 10,000 full-time college support staff represented by the Ontario Public Service Employees Union could walk off the job on September 11th if a deal isn't reached. Their contract had expired on Sunday. At the same time, the bargaining unit for 13,000 part-time employees has given notice that it will seek a strike vote this semester. The union says improving job security remains its top priority.
We're wanting to stop the layoffs across the colleges. There have been over 10,000 layoffs across the college system, and we need to stop the layoffs. We understand that there will be more layoffs coming, and with more layoffs, we won't have the services that our students need.
Unfortunately, their demands, and as recently as last night, we've told them that they have some demands that are simply unacceptable. They couch them in what they call job security, but it includes a demand that there be no campus mergers, campus closures. They have a demand that there be absolutely no reduction or layoffs of their staff, and that's just something that the colleges can't agree to.
The College Employer Council has previously said the union's demands would expose schools to hundreds of millions of dollars in additional costs. Now, with more people commuting, service, it's being boosted on the Barrie GO train line. Also, GO bus service is being ramped up for post-secondary students to make it easier to get to places like McMaster, Trent University, Durham College, Centennial College, and U of T in Scarborough. Now, many don't need to take the bus, much like your gal, Case. I know you sent her off for another year in Ottawa. Do you still get emotional?
Not at all. Did you have to bring it up? Yes, it was wonderful. Off to Ottawa, and second year, and she's in with a couple of good chums, and yeah, it's going to be a great year. And yes, it's always emotional when we send our kids off, isn't it? It truly is. Emotions. Also quite an emotional thing for forecasts and weather for many people. Let's talk about that, though, shall we, Sarah? I know you were off on vacation. I hope it was good, too. I haven't had much time to talk. First look at the forecast brought to you by thegraveldrivewayguy.com, your local gravel driveway expert. 23 luscious degrees out here. Oh, it's lovely, lovely, lovely. Winds out of the south, 6 kilometers an hour. That's going to change overnight. Let's talk about the forecast temperature right now. Yeah, this is right outside your door as we speak. How about 25 degrees in Owen Sound, 24 in Gravenhurst, 22 in Newmarket, 24 in Toronto, and 24 degrees in Mount Forest, Ontario. A little active weather in the southern part of our viewing area. Yeah, you might be experiencing something kind of like cloudy conditions, pop-up showers, then it's gone, right? Well, there's more of that, where that came from, and temperature-wise, well, it's going to cool off a little bit, Sarah. I hope that was nice. Hope you had a wonderful vacation, too. And we'll catch up soon, along with the forecast. All that coming up in a few minutes' time, back inside.
Very much looking forward to all of that. Thanks, Case. Now to a concerning video. It shows a group of men firing semi-automatic weapons off of a bridge and into the forest and lake in Muskoka. It's not only caught the eye of the OPP, but now our local MPPs. Here's CTV's Luke Simard with more on what's being done.
Many of you have seen the videos circulating on social media showing individuals discharging firearms in a careless and unsafe manner.
The Ontario Provincial Police countering with a video of their own.
And we've been investigating for some time.
Releasing this over the weekend after several videos surfaced online of a group of men shooting shotguns and semi-automatic weapons off of a secluded rural bridge in Georgian Bay Township, a trail near MacTier used by residents in the area for ATVing, snowmobiling, and camping. Residents in the area concerned for safety and waiting for answers and action from police.
People are reluctant to come in here on the weekend ATVing. I talked to an electrician that's local this morning who indicated that he used to come out here with his grandkids ATVing, and now he doesn't.
Hundreds of empty bullet shells, garbage, broken glass now litter the area. The bridge was originally built by local residents before being retrofitted by Hydro One. That, according to residents, is often used.
This is actually a Hydro One road that they've built to access their towers for doing maintenance on their towers. So it's very disappointing that we have these folks, unfortunately, playing with their various caliber firearms.
The OPP letting the public know they're on it and firing a warning shot of their own to let the men in the videos know they're looking for them.
There's all types of weapons. They're not just your typical shotgun. There's all types of weapons that you can see on the videos. A wide variety of them. And one thing that we want to make sure that people are aware is the investigation might seem very straightforward, but it's not. The investigation is ongoing.
Local politicians, including Scott Aitchison and Graydon Smith, now releasing a statement on the matter, all echoing that the actions will not be tolerated, saying in part they fully support the OPP's investigation and their efforts to hold individuals accountable. Georgian Bay Township also weighing in.
You know, when you discharge that amount and that quantity of shells in the environment and start shooting up, propane tanks, we have many areas here that are significant wetlands, and we have a lot of species at risk.
Police continue to do public outreach to find out who is responsible for this incident. Meanwhile, a community meeting will be taking place later on this week. Luke Simard, CTV News, MacTier.
A 46-year-old man serving a life sentence for ordering the murder of a 21-year-old is now seeking early parole. CTV's Mike Arcelides has the latest on what's called the Faint Hope Clause appeal.
17 years into his life sentence, convicted murderer Sean Lenworth Spence can now apply for parole 5 years earlier than the mandatory 25-year period. This following a ruling by a jury of his peers.
My son is gone, but justice was served.
Spence was convicted of first-degree murder in 2011 for ordering another man to pull the trigger and kill 21-year-old Jonathan Chambers, whose body was found along the 4th line of Oro-Medonte March 7, 2007, following a drug deal gone wrong. The Barrie jury's ruling means Spence can now apply for parole in 3 years' time following a successful Faint Hope Clause appeal. The proceedings took place over 2 weeks in front of 12 jurors who all agreed with Spence and his lawyer Brianna Vandebeek that the convicted murderer appears to be a changed man and a model inmate worthy of applying for early parole after a total of 20 years.
He's very happy and he's done a lot of great work within the institution, and he's hoping that this is the first step that the jury's found in his favor, and that he's hoping to get moved to minimum institution and start working to progress to eventually when he's released.
Spence, who was arrested in 2008 after fleeing to Boston following the killing, was eligible for the now defunct Faint Hope Clause appeal, which gave the 46-year-old a final shot at applying for early parole. The clause now only applies for crimes committed before 2012. The Jamaican citizen the court heard killed Chambers over $50,000, lost during a drug deal involving counterfeit cash. Chambers was beaten, then driven up from Toronto to Oro-Medonte, shot 5 times, and left on the side of the road. The man who shot Chambers was sentenced at the time to 5 years in prison.
It's like every bullet that he put into my brother, he got a year for that.
He and others took plea deals in the case. Spence went to trial and was convicted of the most serious crime under the Criminal Code of Canada. Spence, if granted parole, faces deportation to Jamaica. After testifying against Spence earlier in the proceedings, Chambers' family witnessed the jury's verdict online. The earliest Spence can apply for parole is September 2nd, 2028. Mike Arcelides, CTV News, Barrie.
A devastating tragedy for a family in Vaughan, a home invasion that ended with a father murdered in front of his own children. Here's CTV's Sean Leithung on the possible connection between the man and the Ontario government.
Aleem Faruqi was an innocent victim, a man who was devoted to his family, community, and charity. This according to that family, who've been left devastated.
I know my niece said, who's 4 years old, I no longer have a dad. And when my sister-in-law asked her, how do you know that? Her reply was just, they shot him. Can you imagine a 4-year-old?
According to York Regional Police, at least 3 people entered the home at 22 Andretta Drive in Kleinburg just before 1 a.m. Sunday. 46-year-old Faruqi, his wife, and 4 children were home. According to friends of the victim, the masked intruders demanded valuables, pointing a gun at his 3 daughters, which is when Faruqi tried to step in.
He got killed in front of his children, and that's something I can't even picture.
Police arrived to find Faruqi suffering from trauma. He was pronounced dead at the scene. His children, a teenage son, and 3 daughters, approximate ages 16, 8, and 4 years old, were all present. Last night, a vigil was held in the neighborhood with 200 people supporting the family.
Their son didn't say much since then, and yesterday we kind of encouraged him to cry because he has to let it out. The daughters are still in shock.
Friends say he lived the example through charitable work, like shoveling snow for the elderly or a Christmas toy drive for a local school.
He lived by the motto, love for all, hatred for none, and he was a true example.
In their initial press release, York Regional Police said the attack appeared to be targeted. friends of Faruqi dispute that possibility.
Even if somebody thinks that he had an enemy, I can't believe, knowing him for so much, I can't believe he could ever have an enemy.
We reached out to York Regional Police for clarification. At this time, we've not heard back. The owner of a successful duct cleaning business, friends say that he was able to meet Premier Ford last fall for his work helping to improve air quality in schools. Today, the Premier sounded off on those responsible.
These scumbags shot him right in front of his kids, shot him dead twice. Just imagine, you know, what the trauma these kids are going to go through for the rest of their lives.
York Regional Police say they're looking for at least 3 suspects who are wearing dark masks, while the victims' friends want justice and for the public to know.
Defending one's family is considered a heroic martyrdom, and I think he has achieved that. So I know my brother's watching from heaven.
Shawnee Thong, CTV News.
And more on the Premier. In a dramatic display, Doug Ford expressed his feelings about Crown Royal closing a plant in our province.
So this is what I think about Crown Royal. That's what they could do. And I think everyone else should do the same thing. Start supporting.
The whiskey maker's parent company announced it's shuttering a bottling plant in Amherstburg and shifting some operations to the United States. Ford's angry protest came as his government announced a nearly $13 million investment in skills training for workers in the Waterloo region. And on that note, Federal Jobs Minister Patty Hajdu has announced new funds for the government's youth employment strategy.
Today is about making sure that the next generation can actually succeed in this rapidly changing landscape. And so today the Government of Canada is announcing that we're investing $26.1 million in 6 new projects under ESDC's Youth Employment and Skills Strategy.
Hajdu says economic uncertainty driven by the U.S. trade war and rapid technological change is creating new challenges for youth. As a result, many business owners are facing labor and skills shortages. The new initiatives will connect service providers, employers, and youth to better match talent with job opportunities. Each of the 6 programs is tailored to individual needs with different areas of focus, including 2 programs designed for youth with disabilities. The funding is expected to benefit more than 23,000 young people across our country. Meanwhile, Ontario's Ford government is taking another step to break down barriers for residents from other provinces to work here in Ontario.
Architects, engineers, I mean, just think you graduate from Memorial University or in Alberta, you're out working in the oil sands and you want to come and work in Sarnia in our sector and you're held up for months navigating regulatory processes, and we want to make sure that it's much easier as we're building a stronger Canada, that these workers can flow freely.
Starting next year, certified professionals will be able to start working here in Ontario within just 10 days once their credentials are confirmed. The new rules will apply across professions covered by more than 50 regulatory authorities and 300 certifications. Now, the province also announcing an investment of more than $166,000 to upgrade the Plunge Aquatic Centre in the Blue Mountains. MPP Brian Saunderson says the funding will go towards upgrading the facility to make it a well-rounded hub for families and visitors. That's hoping to protect local jobs and tourism. Upgrades include a new water slide, action pool deck, and renovations to the multi-purpose room. And some pretty exciting news for our region. Saturday Night Live is shaking things up for season 51, and a homegrown talent, she's joining the cast.
Anybody?
Oh my God! Canadian comedian Veronica Slokowska from Barrie is one of 5 new faces tapped for the show. She's known for her role in the Netflix series Tires and has built a following online with her sharp and offbeat humor. She'll make her SNL debut on October 4th, marking yet another big moment for Canadian talent on the world stage. And I thought I was funny. Congratulations. Still to come, it was a busy weekend right across the region, from a local cultural celebration that drew in hundreds for a day of food and festivities to pirates. They took over the port in Aurelia. We've got the highlights from the festival that brought sea legs to the waterfront. Please do stay with us. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Thanks for staying with us. It was a busy weekend starting on Saturday. A Barrie Area Association came together for a vibrant Onam celebration, marking the end of the Hindu Harvest Festival. The full-day event, hosted by the Malayali Association, showcased tradition, community, and culture. Highlights included a lively tug-of-war and a traditional feast to close out the day.
It's a 10-day celebration. There's activities happening, and Tiruvanam, the Onam day, is the 10th day that we all come together, and there's a floral carpet, so that and plus the sadhya and all the games. It's a day of coming together and being together with the family and friends.
Events like this that give us the opportunity to learn and experience new cultures, experience new food, and just celebrate the diversity in our community.
The event began in a local backyard, but it's grown to fill the Eastview Arena. There were nearly 400 people. The Port of Aurelia's annual Pirate Party Festival set sail once again with 3 days of Buccaneer-themed fun.
It was a smashing success. The park was packed. We had people in the downtown core on Saturday, both Saturday and Sunday. We had families. We had everybody dressed up like pirates.
It was fun. Battling the pirates was great. I got thrown in the water on Saturday, and I got appointed to be sheriff on Sunday, and we took back the port. So we had a great battle, and we were victorious. We took Aurelia back.
Today we have Evie Johnson, winner of Aurelia's Got Talent.
I like to do musical theater mainly, but I was pretty excited to hear that there was Aurelia's Got Talent. I like doing fun music, not very slow. I can do slow, but I like upbeat, fun music.
From swashbuckling demonstrations to live local music, the event wrapped up on Labor Day Monday with performances by John Stone and Run with Kittens. And the Harbour Master has already said a warning. The Pirates plan to return next year to take over the waterfront once more. Carnival Barrie, that's where the heat was turned up. It was at Wildwire Park. The two-day festival invited folks to the waterfront to dance from noon to night, celebrating culture and community, all with free admission. And the Barrie Baycats dominated Game 2 of the IBL semifinals, beating the Hamilton Cardinals 7-1 on Sunday afternoon. That was in Hamilton.
As scores, McNabroder to the third base. Scribble. I get it from my dad.
Nolan Machabroda got the Baycats on the board early with a 2 RBI double in the first, part of a 3-for-5 day at the plate. With the win, Barrie takes a 2-0 series lead and is now just 1 win away from a trip to the IBL finals.
Right now, obviously, we have one more big one to get, and then we can kind of focus on the finals. But before we do, we got to, come out, win this game, do what we got to do, and kind of move forward. But we're taking it one game at a time. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. Obviously, we know what we accomplished last year, but we don't want to focus on that yet until we get there.
And we'll have more on CTV News at 11 because the team is back home at Athletic Culture Stadium for Game 3 tonight with first pitch set for 7:35 p.m. Well, with today marking the first day of school and the leaves starting to change color, it's a sign that summer, it is coming to an end, but not before the fourth and final edition of the Troubadour Festival Summer Concert Series. And that, of course, features Canadian country star Brett Kissel. Mayor Alex Nettle joins us here in the CTV studio. Well, you certainly look ready for the country show.
Yeah, I'm ready today. I'll be ready all week for this. This is obviously going to be a huge thing for downtown, and Brett Kissel is a beloved Canadian and an incredible country music artist. So we're revved up and ready to go.
Revved up and ready to go. So how are you and the rest of your team feeling, and what have you been hearing from people?
Well, look, we work with the Downtown Business Association to make sure that downtown is ready for what's going to be an incredible concert and a great day. And there's obviously some openers that are going to be awesome that day too. So I think there's a lot of energy around the team right now, just ready to see this happen in downtown Barrie at Meridian Place. And we're really excited about the amount of talent that's coming out this Saturday. Saturday.
Well, even to kick things off with Dean Brody was huge, and every one of our artists, we've seen them welcomed, and the stage opened with these local opener series. How important was that to you and the Downtown BIA to make sure that we shed some light on our locals?
Well, look, I think obviously the local piece is amazing. They get to meet incredible artists, learn from those artists. They then get to participate and perform, obviously, on a pretty big stage when you're talking to thousands and thousands of people that are coming out to the Troubadour Festival. So I think it's a great opportunity to grow local talent, grow local music, and honestly grow our culture beyond even what it is today. And so I hope everyone gets the opportunity to join us Saturday, have a lot of fun, and listen to some great music.
Well, and for those that don't know, this was a competition that was held. So Dana Reed from Elmvale, Johnny Anderson, Cam Galloway, these are all local people from both Barrie and surrounding area. They won the competition. They'll be there on Saturday. And I understand the stage will be a little different this time.
Yeah, the stage setup's going to be a little bit different than it was before. A little bit better access for those who are wanting to have a bubbly pop as they watch the concert. But obviously, we're learning each time how to do this better. It's been too long where we haven't used Meridian Place as a beautiful concert venue, and we haven't been, attracting those folks downtown that we want there. And so this is a great opportunity, and I'm sure we'll learn lots of things this Saturday on how to do it better next year.
Well, let's talk about that, because I know we are 3 concerts in, and we have had the chance to learn. Are there any concerns going into this Saturday, especially because we're expecting upwards of 5,000 people in downtown Barrie? Well,
security is always a concern, and that's why we have so many special constables out now. We have a major police presence in our downtown. We bring in security for the event as well, and I think that when you put that all together, it creates the right type of environment. Go have fun, but obey the law when you're having fun. And, I would be remiss if I didn't encourage everybody to set up your rides going home in advance. We want to make sure everyone both arrives downtown and arrives home safely.
Mayor Nuttall, thanks so much for coming into the studio, and of course, looking the part. Yeehaw!
Absolutely. I wouldn't show up without my cowboy hat now.
It's a staple. We will remind folks at home that we have a portion of the CTV Barrie website dedicated to the Troubadour Festival Summer Concert Series. There it is. You can go to ctvnews.ca/Barrie. And I'll be there hosting once again. Hope to see you on Saturday. Now, we all know that exercise is good for us, but does it have to be a formal workout? Coming up, we'll share more about a new study that says even casual movement could make a big difference. Right now, though, let's head outside. Casey's in the garden.
Oh, they're doing jumping jacks out west because it's kind of cool. And it's cooling down here. We'll be jumping jacks here, and 6 degrees I see in the long range. Whoa, tell me more. I will after you take a look at our weather watcher artiste. Have a look. Ella says, hey, first day of school? Fantastic. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Picture this, brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
We are, of course, celebrating the return to school here on CTV Barrie, so please do keep those photos coming. That was always one of the best parts, sitting on that front stoop, snapping that photo and wondering years later, why did I wear so much neon? Picture this at ctv.ca is the email address. Let's head outside in case you know exactly what I mean. My parents always have me in head-to-toe neon, but I want to talk to you about our week vacation. My highlight for me was going to the drive-in Sunset Theater in Oro-Medonte. There are only 39 drive-in movie theaters left in the entire country. Can you believe that?
That's pretty wild. You have a good time at the drive-in? I guess you probably did.
I had a great time. They sell these oversized pickles. I don't know where they get them. This is the only place that I've ever seen them. So there I was with my popcorn and pickle. What was your highlight?
Popcorn and pickles at the drive-in. Yeah, Ottawa, fun, lots of fun. Great city. Aside from the hockey team. And, but yeah, dropping my daughter off, one of my daughters to go back to university, lots of fun. Always great just to have any time in vacation time and enjoy the summer. And everyone's saying now, is that it for summer? Is that it for the summer weather? That's not it for the summer weather. It's just getting a little cooler. Are we going to warm up again? Well, we can certainly keep our fingers crossed that it does warm up again. But we're going to cool off first. And let's take a look right now at our cooling forecast with the temperature outside your door as we speak. 21 degrees in Algonquin Park where the wild things are. I'm sure they're appreciating the cool. Yes, they are. They don't like hot, humid. Well, maybe some of them do, but not many bears like that, right? 22 degrees in Newmarket, 23. It looks like 23 in Allison, 22. 21? Aha! In Collingwood. Thank you, Environment Canada. 24 degrees in Owen Sound. Let's talk about the almanac. Yes, 25 and 9, the high, the low today. A record 35.6 in 1953, and record low 2.3 degrees in 2017. We're not getting that cool. No, not 2.3 anyway. Sunrises, there you go, 6:44, or hello at 6:44. Goodbye at 7:50. 13 hours and 6 minutes of daylight. Roll that forecast radar for me, please, Adam. And as we take a look at that system up the top. What? Wait a second, it's coming to us? Yes, it is, starting in the northern part of the province. Having a little active weather making its way back to see us. What's that going to do with the temperature? I have the answer as we dive into the forecast, and here we go. Southern tip of Georgian Bay Lake, Simcoe, overnight temperature settling in 11 and 13 degrees. A few clouds, oh so slight chance of a shower. Oh so slight chance, but nevertheless a chance of a shower. 24 degrees tomorrow, a sun and cloud mix. Beautiful, beautiful day ahead to go back to school, right? It's a good day, wasn't it? Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, 10, 11 degrees. Mainly cloudy skies, 30% chance of a shower and or a thunderstorm this evening. Wouldn't last long. And then for tomorrow, well, mainly cloudy skies in the southern portion of our viewing area, 25 and 26 degrees. A couple of degrees warmer with the humidex, but not much. Parry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Halliburton, 11, 12, 13, 14. I can count. Few clouds this evening is what we have to look forward to. And then for tomorrow, a sun and cloud mix, 23 and 24 degrees. 23 and 24. Lovely. That's tonight and tomorrow. Now, time for the Diamond and Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast. And it looks like this starting in Simcoe County as we plan our school attire, right? Whoa. Okay. Thursday, Friday, cloudy skies, cooling off. 18 degrees for the high. Showers Thursday, Friday, or a good chance, 60 and a 40% chance. And then Saturday, a 40% chance, 8 degrees for the overnight low. Is that a 6? That's a 6 on Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Sun, cloud, slight chance of a shower, 17 for the high, 6 for the low. 5-day extended forecast, York Region. Have a look. Cloudy skies on Thursday, Friday. It looks like showers Thursday. No set amount as far as rainfall goes. 19 for the high both days. 40% chance on the Friday. Clouds sticking around, as is the chance of shower activity on the Saturday. 17, 18 on Sunday. We start the rebound. Sun and cloud, 18. Muskoka, Parry Sound, Halliburton, have a look. Cloudy skies, 60% chance of showers. It looks like gray conditions for Thursday, Friday, right across our region. 16 and 40% chance of shower activity. 8 for the overnight low. And 15 for the high on Saturday, cloudy skies, and it looks like a 40% chance of showers. 15 and 7 degrees for the overnight low. And there's the sun back on Sunday, sun and cloud mix, and it looks like a 30% chance of shower activity. That is a drop in temperatures and the introduction of low pressure system with a little bit of rain. A little rain, Sarah.
We could use it. From time to time, my basil is looking pretty dry. Now, happening right now in Innisville, residents of all ages are gathering in the town square for another edition of Music in the Park. Tonight, Floor and Contact will be bringing saxophone sounds to the stage until 8. The event is free and everyone's encouraged to bring seating like a lawn chair or a blanket. The last performance of the season is September 16th in Cookstown. And much of our region could be in for a dazzling display of northern lights tonight. The forecast, as we just heard, high probability of aurora activity. Clear and dark skies are expected, which could create the perfect backdrop to view the natural phenomenon. And though the official end of summer, it hasn't arrived yet, experts are already predicting that the decrease in international travel to the U.S. will continue beyond the season.
There's so many things that are going on in the U.S., I think, right now that make people a little bit nervous. You know, you see the president taking over the police force in Washington, D.C. and saying that the nation's capital is not safe. You see immigration raids all across the United States. I think the message some Canadians are getting and some people around the world is that they're just not welcome and they don't feel safe.
Stats Canada says more U.S. residents entered Canada in June and July than Canadians traveling south of the border. Experts point to President Trump's policies, including tariffs, immigration crackdowns, and even calls to annex Canada as possible reasons for the drop in those Canadian visitors. Now, many studies have shown the benefits of exercise for seniors, but they generally use strict formal workout routines. Well, now a new study from McMaster University shows that even informal exercise, it can provide benefits. CTV's health reporter Pauline Chan explains.
The McMaster U study looked at more than 120 seniors who completed a minimum of 1 year in their PACE fitness program.
Participants who are enrolled in the program are prescribed a combination of both aerobic and resistance training. They were encouraged to attend the program at least twice a week, accumulating a minimum of 30 minutes of aerobic exercise at a moderate to vigorous intensity.
Statistics show at least 60% of our older population leads a sedentary lifestyle, so the aim of the study was to explore sustainable and practical forms of exercise, and the results were striking.
Men experienced slower than expected declines in cardiorespiratory fitness, while cardiorespiratory fitness among women actually improved over time. Strength is one of the most important determinants of independence, quality of life, maintaining function, and reducing risk of disease.
Angelica McQuarrie says another important element was the social interaction, where participants were with a group of peers based on similar lived experiences of chronic health conditions.
It's a non-intimidating environment like a typical gym setting might be.
In addition, they had the socialization and support of McMaster undergrad volunteers.
Many of the participants will say that the students inspire them, and then the students will reciprocally say that about the participants.
And so in making recommendations to policymakers and health agencies,
that's what we would propose, that the social component is important in having folks return and complete the exercise time after time.
McQuarrie says costs such as gym memberships or transportation can be a barrier for the elderly, as can attitudes.
A lot of folks might think perhaps it's too late to start exercise if they've never done so before. It's truly never too late for folks to get started, and the impact that it can have on their health and their daily life is quite significant.
McQuarrie says while developing healthy exercise habits is important for the young, it's equally important for the old. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Next here on CTV Barrie, what tariff tensions could mean for Canada, why the most recent decision from the U.S. Federal Appeals Court threw much of Donald Trump's tariff strategy into question. That plus I'll recap tonight's top stories. Hi, I'm Sarah Freemarkin. If you missed the kickoff of the Troubadour Festival's summer concert series, don't worry, you've still got time to join the fun. This incredible 4-part celebration of live music runs through September 6th, bringing award-winning Canadian artists and local talent to our Meridian Place waterfront stage. Thanks to Mayor Alex Nuttall, Downtown Barrie BIA, CTV, Pure Country 106, and Bounce 1041, admission is completely free. So grab your friends and let's make this summer unforgettable with CTV, Pure Country, and Bounce 1041 in Downtown Barrie. Time now to recap our top stories. It's a new school year for kids in Simcoe County and Muskoka. Horseshoe Heights Public School is the only new school in the county this year with a price tag of $23.8 million. The Catholic Board, also in Simcoe County, says its new schools are set to open in Bradford and Tottenham. That'll be in 2026. A 46-year-old man serving a life sentence for ordering the 2007 murder of 21-year-old Jonathan Chambers in Oro-Medonte is now seeking early parole. Sean Lenworth spends its defense is pushing for an appeal based on the Fate Hope Clause. And a concerning video showing a group of men firing semi-automatic weapons off of a bridge and into the forest and lake in Muskoka has not only caught the eye of the OPP, but now our local MPPs. Residents in that area say they're concerned for their safety and want answers and action from police. Now, we are also watching the tariff tensions and what that could mean for us here in Canada after a U.S. Federal Appeals Court threw much of Donald Trump's tariff strategy into question. CTV's Rachel Aiello reports on where things stand now.
The start of September marked the end of Canada's counter tariffs on U.S. goods covered under CUSMA. But today, Donald Trump showed no signs of reciprocating. The U.S. president is preparing to defend his global tariff regime before the Supreme Court.
Because without the tariffs, this country is in serious, serious trouble.
Trump standing by his trade tactics comes as one cabinet minister asserted today that despite dropping retaliatory tariffs, Prime Minister Mark Carney hasn't put his elbows down.
There's no capitulation. Let's be clear. Zero. Never, never. That's not happening. We're trying to match exactly what the Americans have done.
And trade talks are ongoing.
It's a complicated negotiation.
That negotiation will be a central focus as Carney convenes his cabinet in the GTA. Starting tomorrow, the Prime Minister and his front bench will be planning fall priorities, from preparing for the CUSMA review and supporting tariff-impacted sectors to fast-tracking big projects. To that end, today, Internal Trade Minister Chrystia Freeland hosted a Made in Canada summit at a Hamilton steel plant to try and generate domestic investment in major transportation projects. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
And the trade war seems to be impacting our stock markets today, with the index dipping down this morning due to losses in tech and base metal stocks. Let's go ahead and take a look at where the numbers stand. Now that we've reached the end of the day, the TSX was up 51 points. The Dow was down 249, and the Nasdaq was down 175. And commodities, oil was up, closing at $65.59 a barrel, and gold was up, finishing at $35.92 an ounce. And our dollar down to end the day at 72.52 cents U.S. Massive U.S. food company Kraft Heinz is splitting up just 10 years after the two companies merged. One company will now involve the brands Heinz, Philadelphia cream cheese, and Kraft mac and cheese. Meanwhile, Oscar Mayer, Kraft singles and Lunchables will be part of a second company which will focus on grocery items, but the names for both of the two rebrands, they haven't been released yet. Still to come, a massive milestone for one of our Canadian superstars. More on the record-shattering song coming up. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Join CTV News, Pure Country 106 and Bounce 1041 September 17th at National Pines Golf Club for the Maze Martin Limited Charity Golf Tournament in support of RVH Auxiliary. Your swing will help bring a third MRI to our region and strengthen vital hospital services. Registration at 11:30, shotgun start at 1 p.m. with lunch, buffet dinner, prizes, and a silent auction. Just $1,000 per team of 4. Go to ctvnews.ca/Barrie to register. Let's hit the green.
Here's a look at your Tuesday night primetime lineup. Our CTV2 movie is Swing Into Romance, and it starts at 8, followed by Criminal Minds at 10 p.m. and CTV News Barrie at 11. Welcome back. Let's take a look at what's trending online. The weekend has made music streaming history. I'm sure Casey's dancing to that outside. The Scarborough native song Blinding Lights is the first song to reach 5 billion streams on Spotify. It took 6 years since the song's release to reach that milestone. And excitement is building as some of the biggest names in film get ready to arrive in Toronto this week for the Toronto International Film Festival. This is the 50th anniversary edition. It starts on Thursday. Some stars that are expected to be in Toronto include Channing Tatum, Scarlett Johansson, and Dwayne Johnson. Nearly 300 different titles will screen at venues right across downtown Toronto until September 14th. And yesterday marked the 40th anniversary of one of the most famous underwater discoveries. On September 1st, 1985, an American and French expedition team found the wreckage of the Titanic off the coast of Newfoundland and Labrador. The famous vessel sank in 1912 and claimed more than 1,500 lives. It wasn't until the mid-'80s that technology was created to explore the depths of the Atlantic Ocean. Was I right, Case? Did that song get you moving?
Oh, it always does, yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't take much, does it?
Doesn't take much. No, it doesn't. You're going to want to keep warm. This is the Get Up Go forecast. Oh, here comes the sun to warm you. 13 degrees and sunny skies in Barrie, Newmarket, and Gravenhurst. Sunshine, 12 and 13. That's the Get Up and Go. Have a great evening. Sarah.
Thanks, Case, and that is where we will leave our newscast on this Tuesday night. I'm Sarah Freemark. Thanks so much for starting off this short work week with us. I hope all of the kids had a fantastic first day at school, and we'll see you again tomorrow at 6.